quick Diddy update. So Diddy is applying for his third bail. I'm going to make some predictions. So far, we made every prediction correctly. I said the first one's going to get denied. I guarantee the second one's going to get denied. I'm going to also say the third one's going to get denied. And on top of it, I'm going to predict that he's going to start firing lawyers.
Again? Or has he done that?
No, he added lawyers. Okay. So he added soldiers to his army.
Yeah.
But now that his army's not winning the battle, if that general is still in that custody, he's going to rearrange his army. He's going to get new soldiers. That's just the way it is. He's going to start making phone calls, and other lawyers are going to start talking to him and telling him what he wants to hear. Diddy, we could get you out. Did you think about filing it this way? Did you think about filing a motion this way? And he's going to talk to his lawyers.
Only if he still has deep pockets. Does he have pockets?
Yeah, he's got. I read his net worth. It's not as bad. So it dropped down to $300 million so far. They're saying
from what?
It was like $700 million or $800 million. It dropped to $300 million. But they're saying it's
so. Hold on. Where did that go? Is that like rest? Like he had to pay the government? Did they seize assets? How did he? How did he lose $400 million?
I don't think he actually physically lost. I think the value. Remember, you and I are worth the value of our house, our stocks, and everything.
Company value,
right? It's all value. I mean, you could go broke in one day if you go BK.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that because he had $700 million value, he had $700 million cash.
True.
It just meant he had buildings. He had a company worth that much. He had a cars.
He was able to comfortably pay a growing legal team.
So he's unleashing. He's selling his palace in Bel Air. He's renting his jet. Selling his jet. He's offloading a lot of assets.
Okay.
To pay his legal bills.
Okay.
But
a lot of lawyers are getting rich.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of lawyers. This is like Christmas times 10.
Okay.
But the thing is, he's going to start firing people because he's not getting out. And what happens is...
So if he would have listened to you, he would have saved a lot of money, right?
Oh, yeah. I would have told him. But he wouldn't listen to me.
Of course he wouldn't. But if you would have told him...
I wouldn't have listened to me if I was him.
Right.
I wouldn't have. I would have said, I'm not listening to you, RJ.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to hear what
I don't want to hear your nonsense.
Truth.
I want to be out. Yeah, I don't want to hear you tell me I'm going to stay in here. I get it. It's human psyche. I completely get it.
But instead, he filed for, what'd you call it, a bail?
Another bail application. So now he spiced it up. He's like, okay. The first one was $50 million. I'm going to throw some more money at you.
$50 million what?
I'll give you $50 million in bail.
Let me out.
Pending trial? No internet.
Pending trial?
No phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Now he's sweetening the offer. So he threw another, I don't know what, $100 million or something crazy on top. And now he's saying, I won't see anybody and I won't visit anybody and I'm going to be home by myself. But here's the thing. All right. Here's the thing. You got to understand something.
So he's offering even more money to the government?
Yeah. Here's the thing, Sean. We're not stupid. We know when you get out, you're going to start tampering with witnesses because he already did that.
Yeah.
The government has already presented evidence. This is just based on my research that he paid somebody $100,000 from a former band, a Dirty Money band, some girl from a Dirty Bunny, to go out there to influence the jury by putting out social media posts. And right after she got hired or she got paid the money, they have a picture of Diddy's family singing a birthday song with a little cake with a little cute little girl, 2 years old, singing "Daddy, come home."
So they're doing PR.
But here's the thing:
are they trying to sway one juror?
There's a fine line between PR and influencing a jury, and apparently he's been trying to contact witnesses to get him on their side. I don't think he's going to get out. I think that he has too much power. And if he has that kind of power on the inside, they took his notes, by the way. I don't know if you heard about that, which is outrageous. Now they want to get rid of the case. They're like
notes.
They took Sean Combs' notes. He had notes that he wrote to his lawyer. They did basically a regular routine sweep, and they found his notes.
Oh, that seems to violate attorney-client privilege.
It could. Now here's the sticky part. Those notes are radioactive. If the DA saw those notes, the DA has to drop all the charges. If they have strategy.
Because of the attorney-client privilege violation.
If
a major protection we have under the Constitution.
Major.
Is that a Fourth Amendment thing?
It's the Sixth Amendment.
Sixth Amendment, which says all these communications between you and your attorney are privileged.
Sacrosanct.
And the government should not have any access to them whatsoever.
Yeah, and the remedy could be dropping the entire dismissing the case, which is what P. Diddy wants. Is saying, hey,
dude,
you guys effed up. You're going to drop my case now. But hold on.
Did he set that up for that? Like, did he leave it there going, I hope they find these?
No, he didn't.
That's brilliant.
No, he didn't. But here's the thing. He's getting a little too ahead of himself. He's getting ahead of skis. They're not going to dismiss the case. I'll tell you why right now. The federal government isn't stupid. They do this all the time. First of all, they didn't search the cell. Somebody else searched the cell.
What do you mean?
The marshals should search the cell. They're in charge of the prison. Not the prosecutors don't walk in. Me as a prosecutor, I'm not walking into a cell.
Sure.
The marshals got that piece of paper.
Okay.
The marshals then gave it to the prosecutor's office. Now, the prosecutor's office has what they call a taint, T-A-I-N-T team, a taint team.
That sounds freaking
And the
crazy.
taint team
Do you
is
realize
a separate.
how wild that sounds?
A taint team has a separate. It's a separate team, like a Navy SEAL, where they sit down aside from the prosecutors and they see whether or not this is privileged information or whether this should be turned over.
Okay.
So this is not going to work. I mean, he's going to try to say you screwed up my rights, but they're going to say, listen, we did a regular routine search. There was nothing in your notes that was, privilege. And by the way, we didn't see your notes anyway. And here you go. Here are your notes. We had a special taint team that reviewed it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Sean Combs' attorney is going to say, BS on you. BS on you, dismiss the case, and the judge has to make a call.
Wow.
They're not going to dismiss it.
But the one judge might.
Nah. They're not going to dismiss the case because it's just there's too much at stake to do that. And 2 other judges already found that there's just not enough to let Sean Combs go. There's no game changer. Now, what's going to happen is, what's going to be interesting is... I'm laughing because I've had these conversations before. I'm telling you, these people think they're smart. The criminals always think they're smarter. Yo, RJ, why can't you get me out, man? I was talking to my crimies in here. They're telling me they got this lawyer that could get him out. Why aren't you getting me out, man? I'm paying you $1,200 an hour. No, I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear that. You go get your ass out and you get me out.
Yeah.
That's the conversation that's happening.
Yeah.
And when his lawyer has a reality check with him and says, Sean, I'm doing everything I can. There's a 3rd bail motion. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to get 1 bail motion in this quick? We got 3 nuclear warheads that we shot inside the court within like a month.
And poof,
Yeah. You know
they
what,
were
Sean?
deflected.
This is what Sean's going to say. I don't want to hear that, man. I don't give a crap, man. I'm still in here, man. You get me out. And then...
What am I paying you for?
Yeah, what am I paying you for? And if he doesn't get him out, then you know what's going to happen? Bring.
Fire him.
Bring. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yo, homie. Yo, check it out, man. F this dude, man. Get me another lawyer, man. Yeah. You know that guy? Yeah. My homie's going to give you the information. Click. And then that guy's going to get fired. One person's going to get tossed out. Another person's going to come in. This is very, very normal. Very normal behavior. Because when you have, and again, I don't mean this disrespectfully, and I'm not saying Sean Combs is an animal, but I'm giving you an analogy. If you put an animal in a cage for a long time, that animal is going to want to get out of that cage, especially when it's been roaming the jungle all his life for free. And again, I'm not disparaging Mr. Combs, but that's the analogy.
Any prisoner will feel.
Any prisoner.
Must feel that way.
Absolutely. Any prisoner is going to feel like you're in a cage. You need to get out, and you are not going to want to hear no from your lawyer. You just don't want to hear that. And you don't want to hear, by the way, you have to wait. That's another bad word. You have to wait, Sean. Telling you to wait is almost like saying, Sean, you lost.
Yeah, because you're in the cage.
You're in the cage. You're like, wait, you're telling me to wait, so you're conceding. No,
Right.
I'm not conceding. We're saying you have to wait. So you're conceding.
Right.
Because I'm in here.
That's another night. I got to sleep.
Yeah,
here.
another night. You're going to go home, Mr. Lawyer, right? Yeah, I'm not going home.
Yeah.
I got a business empire. I got the Sean Combs empire to run.
Yeah.
So you can't do it. I'm going to make some calls and find somebody that can. That's the kind of pressure Sean's putting on everybody. Mm-hmm. And I got some news for you, Mr. Combs. You ain't going to get out.
When is that 3rd bail request reviewed?
So they already had the hearing last Thursday. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is the judge didn't decide right away.
Let him sit on it a little, let him cook a little, ice him. You're icing him like he's at the free throw line.
I think it was to calm him down. It was a 2-hour contentious hearing.
Okay.
And I think that the judge, if he said, by the way, denied, you're going to stay in there.
Too hot.
It was too hot. Yeah, it was white hot. I think that now everything's cooled down, and it's, in my opinion, this is a judge's ploy. They do this politically. They put out a ruling in a nice, methodical way. They're going to give Sean Diddy his points and say, you got some good points in your argument, and we agree with you with this, and we agree with you that. But boom. And then and then the zinger. You cannot get out because. Exactly.
That's what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's coming down the pipe.
Makes sense. He is where he's been.
I mean, and there's more cases. Apparently, they got young kids that they may be adding to the picture. They're talking about other. I don't gossip, and I don't like gossiping. I've done a lot of research on this. It's really interesting how this started. Google researched Jamie Foxx and Sean Combs. Google researched that. There's a lot of stuff going on for years. There's a reckoning going on in Hollywood right now. And Google also researched Aaron Carter and Sean Combs. there's a lot of people shaking in their boots right now because there's a lot of things going on. And what's interesting is I talked to a former Israeli intelligence psychiatrist who's interviewed terrorists, Hamas, what's the other one? PLO, Hezbollah.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me there's a lot of psychology involved. So I asked him, I said, because we have a lot of molestation cases together, and I just had a private conversation. I was like, what's your...
You mean he's the psychologist?
He's a forensic psychologist, a doctor.
On cases you've handled?
Yeah, many cases.
Where there's been alleged...
Yeah, he's nationwide renowned. He's very famous, okay? I just had a conversation.
You said he's a former Israeli intelligence officer?
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah.
He's good at this.
And he speaks different languages, by the way, too.
Okay.
Arabic he knows his stuff.
Okay.
And I defer to him. I call him Yoda.
Yeah.
Because if I were to dig into somebody's brain, like he'll sit down with you, he'll tell you what's wrong with you in 3 minutes. He'll tell you everything about you.
What's his number?
He'll do a scan. Like a scan will say, okay, you have this, you have that.
Okay.
So he explained to me that power, it's true, power corrupts absolutely. Mm-hmm. When you have these inner fetishes when you're younger, that power makes it just worse, a lot worse when you grow older. So in other words, he said, if you're a jerk when you're younger, money and power just makes you more of a jerk. Mm-hmm. If you have these proclivities when you're younger, money and power just exacerbates it, makes it worse.
Got it, yeah.
So he believes that it is absolutely possible that he has these sexual proclivities because we do have clients like this that are rich and powerful, and we always ask, he's got a beautiful wife. I asked Dr. So-and-so, this guy's got a beautiful wife. Why would he molest kids? I don't understand that. And so he's explained to me that it's all about the psychology. It's about power. It's about access. It's about who's close to you. It's about getting away with it. It's about control. It's about feeling like you are invincible, like you could do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So when you look at it through that perspective, in that vortex, it kind of makes sense that P. Diddy could have done all these things at these parties. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people pointing at him. And again, he is innocent until proven guilty because I'm a criminal defense attorney. But, watching his videos, watching, the way he speaks, the accusations against him, he's got an uphill climb. He's got a very big uphill climb, a very big hill climb.
Seems like it.
And he's not going to win because there's only so much that a jury could ignore. You could be accused by one person, all right? And I told you this, in doing research on this, I don't think there's been a defendant where more than one person who's accused, the defendant, has won. So I don't know of any case where more than one child where a defendant's being accused has won. Because usually when you're a juror and you hear one defendant saying, I was a kid and he raped me, you could maybe discount that one. But 2, 3, 4?
A lot harder.
Why is everybody lying?
You're obviously inclined to believe he's going to get convicted. We don't know yet. But if he's convicted, what do you think his sentence would be?
It's going to be 25 years to life.
So when would he be convicted? In 25 or 26?
He's trying to shoot to go to trial in May 2025, but I predict on the show that is not going to happen.
It'll get delayed?
I think it's going to get delayed. It's 23. You know what 23 terabytes of memory is, right?
In terms of hard drive stuff?
Yeah.
The government has to search all that?
Yeah. No, well, the defense attorney has to go through. So would you agree with me that 23 terabytes of hard drive is a lot of data?
That's text.
That's an insane photos, videos
add up quick.
But text messages,
they're 4K. I don't think.
I mean, even 10. Let's just say 10 terabytes of that is messages.
Yeah.
And apparently he's incessantly texting people, like 60 texts a day and all. They got to go through all that stuff.
So if it was 26 when he went to trial, and 2026, and he got convicted, he would not be out likely till 2051.
Yeah, if that.
This is kind of your prediction, right? I'm reading into it.
No, he's not going to get out. He's
not like 2051. He might.
Yeah. Well,
put out a hit album of the year.
I still think that they're going to add charges to him. I think there's going to be a lot more charges coming down the pike because he's as you know, Tony Busby, who the guy who put the sign, if anybody's been, assaulted by P. Diddy, call me.
Yeah.
And again, I'm laughing about this, but that was like sheer genius. I don't know why. I don't know how he came up with that and nobody else came up with that, but he had 3,000 people that called him and said that I was molested by P. Diddy. He screened most of them and he got down to 120. And on 120, he claims that he could prove all of it without a doubt. If Tony Busby is lying, he's going to lose his license. So let's start with that premise. Okay. I don't think he would do that either. All right. And the guy's a former Marine. Apparently he's a former mayor of Houston or whatever. Let's give him some integrity and assume he's not lying. 120 people. Don't you think that the federal government is going to want to call those people? Call Tony and be like, Tony, this is Agent Smith. I want to talk to Candace. I want to talk to Jane. I want to talk to so-and-so. Don't you think the government's going to do that? Mm-hmm. So do you think that the indictment's going to stay the way it is, or do you think it's going to change for the worst against Sean Combs?
I see what you're saying. So that 25 years might get extended to 30.
I know it's going to get
40.
extended. Yes.
Which
to 100, to 200. Could go as high as that. I have a case right now where my client's looking at 220 years to life.
So you feel like he may never get out of prison?
I don't think he will.
Wow.
I don't think he will. I think this is one of the most horrendous
falls,
sex trafficking cases. Again, I'm not saying...
I know he's innocent.
I'm not saying he's guilty.
We're just guessing at what might happen.
If I was his lawyer, I'd be quaking in my boots right now. I'm not even his lawyer. I'm concerned. I'm thinking, geez, there's a lot of information.
Get paid up front.
Oh, I'm sure they got paid up front. All lawyers are getting paid. And I'm sure they're asking for more money. I wouldn't be surprised if you want to know some money, I'm going to throw some money out there. I'm thinking this thing so far is costing him $30 million. That's a start. You know where I got that number from? Because OJ's murder cost $13 million. We're talking about 1992, 1993, whatever it was.
Inflation.
Triple that. You got $30 million off the get-go right now. And we're not even talking about forensics. And you want to hear something cool? I should say cool. Cool in the sense that he's crazy to think this. He's saying whatever we saw on the Cassie video, that was edited. Now
edited like CG?
I don't know. But Sean Combs, you're an idiot because you already admitted that it was you. So what's the point of getting a forensic person to say it's not you? Do you remember the video he came out? I was disgusted then. I was disgusted now. I was disgusted even in the past.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did this.
You probably shouldn't have put that video.
Of course he shouldn't. He's a moron. Yeah. He admitted the whole thing.
Right.
He admitted the whole... So what, are you going to get a person to say that you only punched her once, the rest of it was edited? Like, who's going to believe you?
Nobody.
He's a man.
Literally nobody believes that.
Yeah, he's just, you know, like I said, he's desperate. He's getting video guys to say the video's not him. He's filing bail motions when he knows he's not going to get out. He is going to file he's going to fire his lawyers, and ultimately he's going to lose his case. He's not going to win. And like I said, at the end of the day, I think two people did this to him. I was getting into it. Cassie and Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, again, is speculation, but Google this. There's been a lot, and I've been researching this. Jamie Foxx was hospitalized for almost a year.
I remember that.
He was gone while this was going on.
We don't know why.
Why was he hospitalized?
Yeah, it was weird.
Google Jamie Foxx, P. Diddy, or Sean Combs, and poison. Google that. So apparently everybody that went to Sean Combs' parties didn't feel well, very, very sick after, because they spiked their drinks with GHB. This is a fact. A lot of people got sick. There's a fact that people were getting IV doses the next day. They were on IV to dehydrate, to get things in their system. Would it be far-fetched to think that Jamie Foxx went to a P. Diddy party and maybe his drink was laced and then he wound up in the hospital, and maybe Jamie Foxx said, you know what, this MFer did this to me and I'm done with this guy. I'm going to report him.
Did you try to date rape the wrong dude?
Maybe he did something to Jamie Foxx. I don't know. I know Jamie Foxx didn't appreciate the fact that he was in the hospital for 9 months. And I know that he did a stand-up comedy where he joked recently that he said that P. Diddy did this to him, and he called the FBI on him. He said that as a joke. Is it a joke? I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's on. You
could just be a punchline.
It could be, but
usually there's a layer.
There's always a layer of truth to that.
That makes it funny.
Yeah,
although we don't know.
But the way he said it was also a little serious. And when you go on, just Google research him, poison, Sean Combs. All I'm saying is, again, I'm not here to speculate. I don't like speculating. I don't like hearsay. But if Jamie Foxx was at these Diddy parties, if he was spiked and he called the FBI, that would make sense. Somebody called the FBI. Either Cassie's lawyer called the FBI, or the FBI saw Cassie's lawsuit, or it could be a combination. Maybe Jamie Foxx called him, and then they already knew about Cassie's lawsuit, and then all of that was a perfect storm or a lightning in a jar.
Wow. All right. Well, the darkness continues. It gets darker and darker, this story, but he is where he is, man. He deserves it. Maybe.
We shall see.
If he's convicted.
Right.
All right.